Hello YouTube. Hi everybody in YouTube land, how are you doing? Are you excited for the holidays? It's now 6 weeks school holidays. Or are you dreading it because all your kids are at home? Either way, I hope you're having a good time. Here we are out and about. A little bit overcast, but it's nice and cool. Not too hot. And yeah, we're just off out for a bimble. Me and my good lady as usual. And she says hello. You can't hear her, but she does. And yeah, we're just going over towards Bolton. I need to go on a mission. So yeah, a different route. Let's see what happens. See where the roads take us. Yeah, hopefully the audio is a little bit better, but I won't know until I check it. Looks like I'm going to end up having to buy a new audio lead and try and come up with a new plan. I think it's these ghost drift cameras. The cameras are actually alright. The battery life is phenomenal and the quality is good enough for YouTube, you know. But the audio, yeah, it leaves a lot to be desired. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I'll have to try and work something out, because I hate spending hundreds of pounds on a new camera just because of an audio lead. There's got to be somebody out there that's got a ghost drift. It's not the XL, not the 4K model. I didn't want to go for that. It's just the standard model. So I just need to get on YouTube and see if anybody's got any fixes for the audio, because it kind of breaks up. It's probably just the cheap cables that come with the drift cameras. I mean, I'm saying cheap, they're not that cheap, they're like bloody 20 odd quid. So it should last longer than what it is doing. It's supposed to be an action camera meant for outdoors, and so it should be a little bit better than that. We'll see. We'll see. So yes, what's been happening? What's been happening in my world? Quite a bit actually. Wednesday we're at the unit, and I can't remember. Usual stuff. I need to start writing shit down because I keep forgetting, you know. So it's my good lady said it's senile dementia. No, I just forget things. So what's been happening, what's been going on? Well, we'll start from today. We had a bike in Motor Guzzi, California, Fort rebuild. Tim's put some pictures up on Facebook, go and have a look at them. Yeah, they kind of been built recently, rebuilt recently, put new seals and dust seals in it and oil seals, and didn't put new bushes, inner and outer bushes inside the forks. So, which of course, when the bushes are worn, the stanchion or the piece that sits inside the fork that goes up and down, that moves backwards and forwards. Instead of just moving up and down, it moves backwards and forwards, and it causes the fork to leak. So that's what's happened. They haven't replaced the bushes because all the places that supply bushes, Motor Guzzi and guzzy bits, and even foulers, you know, OEM dealers, foulers, they're no longer in production, so that means you can no longer get them. So what you have to do now is Tim, this is why I like Tim, he can never be defeated. So he did his research and he took measurements and he's done all sorts of stuff to it, and he's got the measurements, and he's actually found a company online that he can get the inner and outer bushes for the bike. But of course they're going to take time to get here, so that's going to be next week. So that's in the middle of the workshop in bits, which is quite interesting. Anyway, so that's the Motor Guzzi. We had MV Brutale, I think it's a 1297, the Brutale one, naked, like super naked, lovely bike. That's coming, and it needs water pump seals. Again, Italian, they've got to come from Italy. So we've sent away for them from Italy, and well, you know what people in Italy are like. They'll probably be on holiday, so I'll be surprised if they get back to us within a month. You know, they'll fit in an envelope. Only 3 rubber gaskets, but no, you can't just go and say, well, I'll measure them and get some others, because it's MV. You do something like that, nah, it'll leak. It'll leak again. Whereas if you get OEM and something's wrong, if they fail, it's warranted, isn't it? So you kind of go, yep. So we're waiting for them to come. Luckily, the owner, he let us take his bike back rather than it being sat in workshop for next 6 weeks. So that went back today. Yesterday, that's when we measured that up and found all the bits we needed for the MV Agusta. What else did we do yesterday? We had a Royal Enfield in, one of the Himalayans. I think it's 400, and that was well, it was a recovery job. I went out and recovered him, so I took that back, and he were expecting like weeks and weeks before we get to him, but Tim had it. We had a look at it on Thursday, and we diagnosed it down to an injector problem. Well, he's been having this problem for a long time, and he's been on forums and they've said change this, change that, change the other, and it's not really. It's a problem with the injector. The team thinks it's the live feed to the injector. It's either not getting a signal or there's something along them lines. But that's for another day, because it's a recovery job and we've got jobs booked in, so we can't just come and jump the queue. But he was really impressed that we managed to give him a diagnostic so quickly, because that's what we are. We're good at what we do. So what else did we do? We had a Honda Fireblade. What was it? Honda Fireblade RR, which is a track bike, which is one of our regular customers. He's done a couple of track days on it, and it came in. He wanted some new front brake pads, new front brake lines, all the fluids changing, the brake fluid, the clutch fluid, well, the front and rear brake fluid, the clutch fluid, and the coolant, and an oil and filter change on it. His front brake pads needed changing because he races it. It's on a track, and he's using high performance road brakes on it, which are EBC HH pads, which they're good for road bikes. They've got good high performance. They're really good pads for road bikes. I have them in my bike, swear by them. But for a race bike on the track, that's, you know, it's under extremely heavy braking, and then off the brakes, and then on the brakes again, so it generates an enormous amount of heat. So I did say to him, I said, now you're getting more confident, to the customer. I said, get another track day in. If it does it again, I said, you want to be looking at putting racing pads in, which EBC do racing pads. Now I told him, I said, with them you've got to warm them up, you know, don't be going off and chucking it into the first corner, and because you'll have no bleeding brakes. You got to warm them up and get a couple of laps in. Anyway, he seems to be interested in that. I think that's where he needs to be looking. And we can sort that out for him. Also, having it tuned, having it mapped. Now, having a bike map does make it faster, but that's not the whole goal of having a bike map. To have a bike mapped, it means it runs smoother, more efficiently. Well, this guy keeps trying to put his car in reverse. Not a good idea when you're going forward, mate. Not a good idea. So yeah, it's one of them. Whether he does or not, I've told him about getting it remapped. We use a place over at Hapton. I think it's BHP maps. So we can get it out there, get it remapped. You know, there's some, if you're going to do it, you might as well enjoy it. And if you can afford it, get it done. Yeah. So that was, we picked that up Wednesday and finished it Thursday, because the rear sets were a real pig and a half to fit. If you're going to buy shit like that for your bike, buy the proper stuff. Yeah, they're a little bit more expensive, but you pay for cheap. You buy cheap, pay twice. So that's one of the things. Anything with bikes, anything to do with bikes, don't skimp out, don't get the cheapest, you know, because it's false economy. So yeah, that was a bike for Wednesday. It's just been steady type of work this week, you know. But it's taking time, it takes time. So that's the week at the unit. So what else has been going on? Not a lot really. A bit about in the news. I see everybody's wetting themselves about speed limiters for the cars, and the papers and the media with the clickbait rubbish that they're producing. You know, all cars need to be fitted with speed limiters from June or July the 7th. What a lot of twaddle. No, they don't. It's all cars produced for sale Now this is it for sale in the EU. Well, guess what, boys and girls? The UK is not in the EU. So all cars in the UK do not need to have speed limiters fitted. There you go. Stop panicking, stop believing the media. You know, they just do it so you click on it, and somewhere buried down the side will be, oh, this is just for cars for sale in Europe. Yeah, well, in the EU, not Europe, in the EU. Well, we're not in the EU anymore. So yeah, that kind of, you know, even if you bought a new car, and you bought a French car, or you bought a German car, or you bought an Italian car, it doesn't need to have a speed limiter fitted. They probably will fit it, but they do have European models, and they also have UK models. The specifications are different, so don't worry about it. It's fine. Now, whether the UK decides, you know, to go down that road and fit speed limiters to cars and all this lot, that's down the line, so stop panicking about that. Another thing, really, I mean, I don't want to sound heartless, because I'm not, and my heart goes out to his family, because it's a devastating. It must be truly devastating for his family. The young lad that died in Spain, or where he was, you know, he fell off the cliff and ended up dying in Spain. You know, my heart goes out to his family, and I'm not heartless, you know, but what I do feel is the amount of publicity that he got was just staggering. It was in every newspaper, it's over Twitter, Facebook, everything, you know. Right, you know, rightfully so, you know, get the media out there, people go looking for him. They've raised umpteen thousands pounds for his family and all this kind of stuff, you know. What about the people that go missing on a daily basis? You don't read about them in the press. There are hundreds of people that have gone missing in the UK that don't get any press coverage whatsoever, and I find it staggering that this is allowed to happen. If you can have all this press for 3-4 weeks for one guy, and yet there's all these other people that are missing, they don't get mentioned in the headlines. I think it's staggering how biased the press are. So yeah, that's kind of how tainted, how just bad the press are anywhere, you know. So yeah, that was just another little thing, you know. My heart goes out to his family, you know. Must be devastating to lose a son. But my point is, there should be more publicity for everybody that's gone missing. Yeah. Oh, another thing that I was thinking about, that I'm noticing, all these bike companies, motorcycle companies, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Honda already do it, BMW, automatic gearboxes. Honda's been doing it for years with the DCT, but Kawasaki, Honda, BMW, Yamaha, KTM are doing it. So is it a new market they're going for? You know, like sign of the times, isn't it? You know, we all used to be the generation. I was the generation when you could drive a car and there wasn't anything on the road really. There was nowhere near the traffic and congestion that are on the road now. So it used to be alright, go for a drive, get out of the country and, you know, have a bit of fun, riding around. There weren't AMPR cameras everywhere and fucking average speed cameras either and everywhere. It was always, you know, because there wasn't that much traffic. You've got to bear in mind there was nowhere near the traffic that there is today. So the roads were virtually empty everywhere you went. To own a car was a real privilege. You had to have a decent job and, you know, to have a car. Anyway, through my teenage years, going out, driving a car was, you know, four forward gears, one reverse gear. You know, I remember when they brought the 5-speed, they were like, wow, a car's got 5 gears in it, wow, that's amazing. And it were all changing gears and driving, and it was the man thing to do, you know, or a woman, but mainly men drove. And everything was all manual gearboxes. Automatics, nah. I can't even name one car when I was growing up that were an automatic. They had column shifts and, you know, where it were on the side of the column and all that kind of stuff. And it was always, because the roads were open and you could drive the cars and, you know, have a bit of fun, go through the gears, and that was part of driving. You actually got somewhere from A to B. Whereas today's society is, you get out your house, you get in your car, you drive to the end of the street, you turn onto the main road, that's it, you're stuck in traffic. And there's nothing worse than being sat in traffic, selecting gear, bring the clutch out, bring it out, move forward 3 inch, clutch back in, and it's a lot of hassle. So all cars now, they generally come with very, very sophisticated automatic gearboxes. You just put it in drive and away it goes. You know, it's so comfortable. Everything's good about it. So everybody was screaming that had cars. Oh, it's going to be the death of cars. It's going to be, you're not a man if you don't drive a car with your gearbox, with a manual gearbox. Now, that's old school. Very old school is that. Even trucks, you know, when I passed my HGV test, they were all manual gearboxes. I had 4/4, 4 low, 4 high gearbox on it. All manual, double the clutch. You know, to change clutch. The thousands and thousands of times a week that I had to press the clutch, changing gear. And it was, hard work. And I said then, you know, trucks would be brilliant with automatic gearboxes in them. Well, all trucks nowadays come with automatic gearboxes because they're far more fuel efficient, they're in the right gear, and they get the job done more fuel efficiently, which means more profits. Well, cars are the same, you know. Now bikes, so automatic gearboxes on bikes. Honda's been doing it with the Goldwing and the Africa Twin, and now the new, I think it's the Honda 500 with the clutch system on that. So it's coming, you know, and all the bikers are going to be screaming out about, oh, it'll detect away from being a biker, you won't be a biker if you haven't got a manual gearbox and all this lot. Try them. You know, alright, you got your sports bike, your race bikes and stuff like that, yeah. Brilliant. you know. But you got to realise, look at the cars, automatic gearboxes. They can get off the line very, very quickly and change gear quicker than you can do it. I mean, you've got your quick shifters, up and down and all that lot, but nothing's as smooth as a auto gearbox. So yeah, they're coming, and I think to get the younger generation to attract them to bikes is we need to be putting automatic gearboxes on these bikes, because they're so used to having an automatic gearbox in a car. It's not, why don't bikes have them? So I think that's the reason, well, that's my own opinion, the reason why these companies are going down that road. You'll still get cars, like you'll get bikes, that you'll still get them. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to mean like next year every bike that you buy is going to have an automatic gearbox. No, it's not. There's too many bikes that are out on the road. It's like cars. There's still a lot of cars that are manual gearboxes. That one there, that Toyota, that's a manual gearbox. You know, a lot of the older cars are all manual gearboxes, but all the new stuff are auto. And then when you drive an auto, oh, here we go, Russian roulette. Come on with your Tesla, I'm staying out your way, you tend to crash into people. So yeah, they'll come. I've ridden the Africa Twin with the DCT. Very smooth gearbox, and you can have some fun with it. Give it a try. I mean, it's like you won't know until you try it. You know, so be open-minded. Don't be, oh, that's it, death of the bike and all this. Electric bikes, they're not going to really take off much until we get better charging facilities. But I think Kawasaki's onto something with their hybrid. Now I bet that's a really interesting bike. I've got absolutely no idea where I am. I think I'm somewhere around Bury. I don't know. I'm going to go to the left here. Rochdale and all that lot. Yeah, I'll go this way. Yeah, that's the thing about being on the bike. Yeah, they're coming, and it's just another option for people, you know. Can I fit down there? We'll try. Thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you. We'll move, we'll get through, we'll squeeze through. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Nice and bonnet. Whoa, look at this one. Absolutely, thank you. Look at this. Wow, thank you, the people of Bury, Bolton, Rochdale, thank you. And then we're just sitting here, see the traffic's moving. Thank you very much, the people of Bury, wherever I am. I'm pleasantly surprised at how observant you are of me, and there you go. I was being very good. I didn't affect anybody. I wasn't revving my engine. I was just nicely, people were moving. It was brilliant. Thank you very much. That was a lot of people, not just a few, that was a lot. So yeah, well done, thank you. And we'll just plod along here. God, this is am I? Where am I? Tapping Street ahead. Where it doesn't say where I am. I'm here anyway, wherever I am. If anybody knows, I think it's Bury. I think we've ended up in Bury, sweetheart, for some reason. So yeah. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. All clear? Yeah. What were I saying? Automatic bikes. Yeah, they're coming, and well, it can only be a good thing as long as it keeps the bike market going. There'll always be an ample supply of good old trusty manual gearbox bikes. Yeah, there'll always be them. There'll always be them. If I had the opportunity to purchase a bike with an automatic gearbox, would I buy one? Too right I would. I drive an automatic car. I've ridden, the automatic gearboxes, and I think they would work brilliantly. So for me, yeah, I love that type of stuff. And of course, don't forget, these bikes, just like cars, have settings. So you can have touring mode, rain mode, sports mode, so it'll still go. Don't you dare. It'll still go. But it'll just be automatic. No changing clutching, no clutching, Anyway, there you go, that's my waffling on about them. I think I know where this road leads me to, but I don't really. I don't know. We're in Bury. I've been informed by my good lady wife that can't find her way to the toilet, has told me we're in Bury. We must have passed a street sign. Anyway. So yeah, it's different. This is a bit of a different route that we've I'm just following the road. I'm following the road, and wherever it takes me, because that's the kind of guy I am. Go for it. Yeah. So you got to be careful with police. The police are worse than normal car users, because they'll indicate left, stop, and then you think they're waiting for someone, and then they just shoot straight off in front of you. So yeah, be careful. And yeah. So what else? So that covers quite a few things there. What we've been doing at the unit, a couple of things in the news that are, a little bit, my opinion on automatic bikes, or bikes with automatic gearboxes. Electric bikes, well, same as electric cars. They just haven't got the range of a combustion engine, so they've a long way to go. They're getting there, but they've a long way to go. Uh, well, I can't really talk about TV and TV programs because I don't watch it. I get more entertainment watching YouTube videos and that type of shit instead of the constant millionth repeat of the same program that's been on for the past 15 years, just constantly loop repeated. Just a waste of time. Hey, up there he goes in his Tesla. Wow! You know, wanker. That's just probably used 20% of his battery doing that. What a wanker. It's a 30 mile an hour zone. We're cruising along at 30 mile an hour and he has to overtake. Okay. Yes, you know. Yeah, it is. Having a look where things are and what things are doing and what's happening. Now it's a 40. Oh, down to wow, that was a quick speed change. We'll go from 40 to 20. Blimey heck. It says 20. Oh, when lights flash. Right. So when lights flash, it's 20 mile an hour. Well, they're not flashing, are they? So this is a 40 mile an hour road. So let's be making progress. Anyway, so another topic. Another topic. Come on, doing 25 and a 40. $40 an hour. I'll tell you what I'll think about. Talk about a subject I could talk about. Advanced riding. There we go. That's a topic. Advanced riding. The only reason I'm bringing it up in conversation is I got a notification through, an email through from ROSPA. My advance certificate is up for renewal. So they were saying that if my subs are up to date and my club membership's up to date, that I can retake my test. Well, I've thought about it. Well, I give up 2 years ago, 3 years, 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago, I gave all that up. I've done IAM and I got the highest award, a first. Now when I did it, it was work for, but from what I've seen today, they're giving a first out. If you turn up, there's no skill required to get a first. You just get one for turning up. So yeah, the IAM, no, in my opinion, no, I'm sorry. The standards have dropped terribly. I feel sorry for the observers because they were a great bunch of guys, you know, and some of the old examiners that did it that have left because the IAM are changing the ways. So no, I will not be doing it. Same with ROSPA. I went out and I did the ROSPA test and I got a gold with ROSPA, and admittedly I didn't get it on my first attempt, but I stuck at it and I think I got, well, I know I got it on my third attempt. There were personal reasons. I could have got it on my first attempt, but I was just not in the right frame of mind. But it took me 3 attempts, but I got it. And I hold first with the IAM, and I hold a gold with ROSPA. Now, the IAM, the way they do their examining now, or the way they do their training now, I do not know. But I don't agree with it now. I don't agree with the way they do the, you know, with the way it's happening. It seems to have lost its appeal. You know, when you used to be advanced, it used to be a bit of a status thing. You did your training, you trained to an extremely high standard, and you went out and you were tested by either a serving or a retired Class 1 police motorcycle examiner, and you had to impress him. You had to show him that you could use the system, and you used it in your riding throughout the test and throughout your training, and it made you safer on the road. Didn't make you faster, but it made you safer and smoother. Nowadays they don't seem to have that. It seems to be the standards have gone down. Now each group, there are many groups throughout the country, and the standard of training varies vastly. Depends on your observer, depends on your group. So yeah, I'm not slagging them off. I think they do a brilliant job, but I won't be renewing it. Because apart from being I used to be a blood biker with Northwest Blood Bikes, Lancs and Lakes. I served with them for 6.5 years, and I needed the advanced qualification to ride the fleet bikes. That's why I took it, but it has served me in my normal day-to-day riding. Without a shadow of a doubt, it improved my skills as a rider, and you will learn something from it. For me, once you've got that training, and every time you go out on your bike you use that training and you practice it, then you don't need a piece of paper to tell you any different. but you've got to practice the skills. You need to ride and practice. So no, I will not be renewing my advanced qualifications. They haven't helped me financially, i.e. insurance companies that I've spoke to, not interested in whether I have advanced qualifications or not. It doesn't affect my premium in any way, shape or form. So no, it didn't save me there. Oh, I got a smiley face because I was doing 30. Anyway, so no, I won't be doing it. I feel that my riding is of such a calibre that, and I'm aware of the situations that I don't need to be spending, I forgot now, it's, what did it used to cost me? Well, it was so much per year for the IAM, and then so much a year for your local club membership. That I don't need it. I left Slam because, well, just did. That's who I took it with, South Lancs Advanced Motorcyclist, Slam. That's who I did my IAM with. But if you're thinking of doing it, you know, and you're thinking, what about this IAM and ROSPA and things like that, then look into it. You will learn something from it, and again, depends on your examiner, your observer, will depend on the quality of training that you get. But bearing in mind, all these observers are volunteers, they don't get paid. The examiners get paid a basic mileage allowance, plus their time is a lot for free. So, but if it makes you a safer rider, then yeah, go and do the training. Now each area of the country, or wherever you are in the country, you'll have your different groups. There are different groups. IAM, look them up, go on the IAM. ROSPA, go and look at the ROSPA, and yeah, go and get some. But it does cost you money, and it can be quite expensive, but you're not paying for the observer, you're paying for the group, you're paying for the IAM, and you pay for your test, which is part of the fee with the IAM. With ROSPA, you have a joining fee, a club membership fee, and then you've got to pay for your test after you've done all your training. And just go and look it up, because it changes so many times. Just go and look it up. I found it beneficial, so yeah. Well, I haven't been over this road on a bike for many years. I think I'm ready to have I think if I remember correctly, there's a reservoir here, somewhere up here. Nothing behind me. So we go down and see if we can park near the reservoir. What do you reckon? Just go and have get some video footage. There we go, some reservoir. Oh, bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. Can't see much over a brick wall, can you? Nice view down the valley there. There's got to be a viewing platform somewhere. Oh, I could have pulled in there. I'm going to pull in here. There's a car behind me I'm indicating. Just be careful. Nothing coming. That'll do. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh. No parking. Alright, well we'll not park here then. I'll just have a minute while I get my bearings. Right, you just jump off, love. Just stretch my legs, have a minute, have a drink.